Mike with Mike's Bags. Today I'm reviewing the SureFire Elite by Lucky Bags. Let's go ahead and dive in, break these bags down, and we'll start with Slowsides. This is a hybrid material. It is the same Slowsides you find on the Southwest Hefe, the B3 Coyote, Sub-Zero Wintertide. It's that material that I used to refer to as kind of that clone material. It was when the Viper R Slowside material was hard to get. A lot of companies went and switched to this material. It plays a little slower than that Viper R, so more like a 5-speed. Especially maybe quicker when it's new, but once you break it in, softens up, smooth, kind of roughs up a little bit, it gets down to about a 5-speed. So it has a ton of control with it. Still very hole friendly for the control you get with it. So 5-speed. It's also wonderful for all weather conditions. It plays pretty consistent across weather conditions, which is probably a big change between the regular SureFire. Is that SureFire Slowside was awful in humidity. It played great on dry boards, but if you had any bit of moisture, any bit of humidity, that Slowside just stuck and would not move. This plays pretty well in humidity, so if you like the SureFire, but you don't like the way it plays in humidity or live in an area where humidity is an issue, this would be a great bag to kind of complement that SureFire because it's going to play really well in this humid, moist condition. So 5-speed on the Slowside. Fastside, this is the same material that you find on the SureFire. It's 8.5 speed. It's fast, but has some control to it still. It's great for collecting bags, pushing up through piles, blowing up messes, sliding board any condition. It's a great Fastside material. Look at about a 8.5 speed for the SureFire Elite. Template-wise, this was a big shocker to me because what I was expecting when I ordered this bag was to get a SureFire with a hybrid Slowside. That was my expectations. Template, this template is not what I'm used to on the SureFires. Now, I don't know if Lucky has changed the SureFire templates as well. For 2025 season, I haven't thrown a new set of SureFires yet. I've thrown the 20s, the 24s and the older versions, and they were more of a medium to even almost to a little bit of a larger template. This is a small template. It's really the borderline for me between medium and small, but it's just so slight, ever so slightly on the small sides. I'm calling it a small template bag. It really has a smaller feel. It just wasn't what I was expecting. Kind of threw me off when I got this bag. It's a medium amount of fill in here. It's not a really full puffy bag, a medium amount of fill, but because of the smaller template, it gives you that fuller hand feel. So if you like a fuller feeling bag, if you don't like a lot of flop, a lot of looseness, you're gonna like the way these feel. It has some flop to it. It is not overly floppy. Now these two materials do have some stretch. So when you get these bags first, they're gonna feel kind of full and puffy. But as you break them in, they start to stretch out. They really do get, they stretch out nicely. The fill in here is I think it's 100% flat disc fill. I don't feel anything else in there but that disc. Now, it may be some other filler beads mixed in or some other fill mixed in, but it's mostly about 100% disc fill in here, which gives the bag a ton of forgiveness. If you don't throw a flat bag, one of the other knocks on the SureFire, that slow side of the SureFire was it had a kick to it. If you didn't throw a flat, it was going to kick on you. This material doesn't have as much kick to it. You put that flat fill in here, this bag has a ton of forgiveness. So if you don't throw a flat bag, it's still going to land pretty softly, flatten out, run fairly straight up the board. It doesn't have a lot of balance, a lot of movement to it. That means this bag's not the best at shot shaping for cuts, rolls, and flops. I'll get more into that in the playability. And these bags are also ACL stamps. So if you play in ACL events, you can throw these SureFire Elites. Let's go ahead and jump in and talk about playability. This bag is almost identical in every aspect to the Costello X from Black Sheep baggers that I reviewed like a year and a half ago. I think Black Sheep changed that bag a little bit. They may have made a few template changes, but the original bags, when I first released them and I reviewed them, this bag is identical. Same materials, almost same fill, same template size. I didn't really like that Costello X. So when I got this bag and I saw it, that I had that flashback to that bag, and I was a little disappointed because I was expecting to have a SureFire bag with this hybrid Slowside, and that was a little more exciting to me. I don't like the smaller template, and that's a personal preference. There are a lot of you out there who like a fuller feeling bag, a smaller template bag. If that's what you're looking for, that's what you're going to get here. Now, this bag does have versatility to it, and the playability side is that if you like to run bags, you can run bags in the hole with this. This material is very hole friendly. The fill, probably my biggest knock on this bag is the fill. That flat fill it wants to settle and set, so I would get bags that tend to want to hang on the hole more than I wanted to. Now, because the bags are fuller, they're very easy to clutch. You're coming in, you're collecting them, you're clipping them, no problem whatsoever. I did have a few instances, if a bag was across the hole and I tried to come across and grab at the cut, that sometimes the bags would hit and bunch up there. You get that with flat fill sometimes because it just compresses. The flat fill, when you hit a bag, you hit a bag on the side and another bag comes and it hits it, it just pushes that bag in, and that fill just squeezes, because it's flat, it just squeezes and kind of compresses and locks in place, and you get bags that bunch up there. Not impossible to collect. If you have another bag, you can come through and clip them and probably knock them in. But that's the difference for me in if you add beads in here, beads don't compress. When you have two round things, you push them together, they're going to move. They don't lock in. Where you have flat spots, flat fill, you push them together, they lock and they stay that way. And so when you put those beads in there and you compress it, the beads move to the extremes and you get more beads. You get more moving away from the hole, but you just get more in the hole, and typically causes that bag to drip in and then both bags fall in. The other thing I'll say, the other knock I'll say on this bag, and then we'll get into more positives, is because it's a smaller template bag, it doesn't have that forgiveness around the hole. And for me, I mentioned a lot in my videos, a lot of my reviews, that my weakness is accuracy, consistency. I struggle to hit the same spot every time. I'm usually missing left or right, long or deep, whatever. And with this bag, if you're missing left or right, if you get too far off, because it's not a big floppy bag, it doesn't have a lot of margin of error to grab that hole and pull it back in. So, if you miss just a hair bit further out, it's going to skip up past the hole, slide back, or a little bit larger, floppier bag will grab it, pull it back in. That's the trade-off you get. You're getting a ton of control with this bag, with a smaller template. You're getting a ton of forgiveness, that flat fill, but you're giving up a little bit of the playability around the hole to get that. And just understand, that's, I talk about cornhole bags being a zero-sum game. When you gain somewhere, you've got to give up somewhere else. And so you just got to find out what's important to you. What's more important? Is the forgiveness on the landing more important? Is the smaller template, the fuller hand feel more important? Or would you rather have a bag that's more forgiving around the hole, maybe a little bit more hole friendly? And that's where you got to make that decision for yourself. Now, back into playability, more of the positives is I talked about this material being great for running bags in the hole. It's also wonderful for a dirty style game. You've got a ton of control with this Slowside. You can put blockers where you want, really anywhere you want on the board. And because they are fuller, they're very easy to collect. Like, they don't according up, so you're just clipping a corner and taking them up there. So they do make for a great dirty style game. And that's where, to me, I think this bag shines, is if you like to throw carpet, you like to play dirty, but you're looking for a bag that's a touch faster. Maybe you want bags for when boards get just a little slow and your carpet bag is just too slow. You can pull this out and you can still throw this like you would play your dirty style, carpet style bag. It's also great for if you throw carpet, but you do a lot of blind draws, switch holders, you get a lot of partners who don't like to throw carpet. This is a material that a lot of those faster bag players, non-carpet bag players, might be willing to throw or try out. So you can pull this bag out and see if they'll throw it, and then you can still play kind of your carpet style game. That's where I found success this bag, was playing more of that dirty style game, putting multiple blockers up there, causing a lot of congestion and chaos, and then flip it over the fast on my last bag and just blow up the pile and taking in 2 or 3 of my bags in and leave my opponent's bags there. That's where I think this bag shines better. But again, if you like to run bags in the hole, you can do that. This is really tailored more for that player who likes that fuller, smaller template bag. And again, it wasn't what I was expecting, because smaller templates is not something that, to me, Lucky Bags has been known for. So they made a change on this bag. I don't know if this is a template change across the board in their bags. I'm really curious if you know that, if you've thrown some of the 2025 Lucky Bags, some of the other models. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Has a template changed across the board, or is this just a change for this bag? Leads me into availability, and Lucky has a website, luckycornhole.com. I'll put a link down in the description for you guys. As always, the bags were $110, I believe, and it was like $10.95 shipping. But I do have a code. If you use MikesBags10, it'll save you 10%, get $11 off of that. So you'll get the bag down to like just under $112 shipped to you. It gets you down to the price point where it's just at the upper end of that cutoff line for me, to the point that if this sounds like a bag you're looking for, I would say give it a shot. Give it a run, see if you like it. Maybe if you're on the fence about it, go to a blind draw, go to a local league, go somewhere where somebody has a set, you can try them out beforehand, just to make sure you like them. If you've thrown these SureFire Elites, I love to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments down below, what you like, what you don't like. Always love hearing you guys' opinions. I thank you so much for your support, and I thank you for watching.